In 2014, international publishers Dahl and Kindersley commissioned underwater filming specialists Scubazoo to photograph some of the ocean's most dangerous and elusive sharks. With almost 20 years' experience in natural history production, photographer Jason Isley and I, cameraman Roger Munns, know that simply tracking down all these sharks is going to be a huge challenge. It's going to involve a series of punishing trips covering 50,000 miles across 3 continents, involving planes, cars, boats, and fins. But if that isn't tough enough, we'll need to cram it all into just 40 days to make our deadline. And that sounds like a mission impossible. But we're going to give it a go. Far from the tropics, where cold water diving will present a whole new set of problems, as could the weather.
The mission's quite clear. We've got 5 species of sharks: Sevengill, mako, blue, shy shark and spotted gully shark. 5 species, 7 days. It's going to be a bit of a challenge here. So many species of sharks. Let's see how we get on.
Our first stop is to check out the dive conditions. We're just walking down to Pyramids, the dive site where the Sevengills are found on our first day in Simonstown, and this is what it looks like. Better for surfing than for diving, unfortunately, so we're probably out of the water today. Well, we're definitely out of the water today. So, I have another idea.
We're going for a hike instead, being the adventurers we are, and we're heading up there. So we'll let you know how it goes when we get to the top.
So we made it to the top of Chapman's Peak, almost the top. The top is behind us, shrouded in mist. It's the end of the day and conditions don't seem to be improving. Alright, we're just heading out of Howe Bay and heading towards Vulcan Rock for our first dive in the very, very cold water. Despite the sunshine, sea conditions are still rough. Time for yet another plan B. So we're unable to dive with sharks today because of the conditions. We're on to a more sheltered place. We're going to dive with a huge seal colony. It's going to be amazing underwater, but topside it absolutely stinks. I know that during pupping season, great whites could be prowling these waters. But at this time of year, these adolescent seals have the bay to themselves. And they have a special welcome for me. And Jason. It's a lot of fun, but just as well that they were only playing.
That was incredible. That was so funny. Roger got bitten on the head so many times. Forgot about the cold until I got out, but oh, that was hilarious.
If the sharks are anything like the seals, we're in a lot of trouble.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Very early for us. It's pitch black outside, as you can see. And we are heading down to the dive centre ready for our first day offshore and hopefully our first experience of some sharks in South Africa.
First on our shot list is a deep water search for blue sharks.
Okay, so this is our boat we're going out on today. We're all loaded up now and ready.
Yeah, this is the lee cap, so we're using a bigger boat today because we're going further offshore, about 20 miles, to look for these blue sharks, so we need a little bit of comfort in the big waves. The rib would be a nightmare. We've stopped now, we've been cruising for about 2 hours. We're 36 miles offshore and skipper Dave's just preparing some chum. We've basically got 4 hours out here. That's our deadline. 4 hours to go. No sharks as yet. Fingers crossed. Under the leaden South Atlantic skies, things are not going well. We sail on. It's now 1 o'clock. We've been searching around about 38 miles offshore now for 4 hours. We've hit our time, and we're gonna have to go back in.
Yes, huge disappointment. Really would have liked to have got some shots of the blues. We knew it was a little bit risky because it's early in the season.
Another whole day lost to the weather, and conditions are getting worse. Unfortunately, I was not far wrong. It's taken 4 hours to get back here in mad waves, terrible confused sea, big swell. Now it's about to rain. That about sums it up really.
Time to go get dry and warm.
We've basically been broken by South Africa. We've had no luck throughout the entire trip, and quite frankly, I don't see that changing today. It's going to be dark, grim, horrible. We might possibly leave South Africa without seeing a shark. It's a very real possibility right now. It's our last day today. As we head out on the final day, it's not looking good, but I hope I'm going to be proved wrong. The South African mission is threatening to be a total write-off, as our time in these waters is at an end. But at the 11th hour, out of the gloom, a prehistoric fish appears. You may not notice, but most sharks have just 5 gills. Despite appearing fairly harmless, we've heard stories of them hunting in packs. And today, Jason has one more piece of luck. Lurking in the kelp, he spots a tiny puff adder shy shark. So, despite the bad weather, our trip has ended on a high note.
Just had a very cold dive, 2 dives this morning, and we finally had some sharks. We got the Sevengill shark. Hopefully I've got some nice shots. Roger shot some video. Rog, how you feeling? Was that cold enough?
That was absolutely freezing. Really glad that it's all over now. I'm glad we saw some sharks finally, man.
Time to get out, wash all that kid now and dry it off, ready for packing. So I think we've accomplished part of the mission.
40 days, 50,000 miles, 3 oceans, and 12 shark species. It's been quite an adventure.